General Mkhwanazi's nuclear press briefing dealt a massive blow to those plotting to capture the police and the government for profit. It exposed the dark schemes and revealed all the key players behind the plan. At the heart of this web are cartel members whose operations revolves around pushing dope, manipulating tenders, and running a ruthless hit squad. Now in this video, we dive into the testimonies that reveal the connections between criminal accused Matlala, General Sibiya, and the late taxi kingpin Mswazi. We also uncover how Brigadier Klentjie of the Hawks and his team tried to sabotage the arrest of Katiso Molefe, and how Molefe is allegedly connected to Police Minister Senzo Mchunu. Now, one shocking pattern we highlight is how corrupt officers lay charges against police officers doing their jobs just to frustrate and derail ongoing investigations. Now, this video takes you through the shocking revelations of the week, exposing the cartels operating inside the government and the dangerous networks threatening the country. The walls are closing in on those opposing General Mkhwanazi's team. Now, the testimonies at the Madlanga Commission are confirming much of what General Mkhwanazi has been saying all along. A clear pattern is beginning to emerge. Now, the forces trying to capture the police have a favorite weapon. They target honest officers with bogus charges, no matter how small, just to suspend them or tie them up in endless court battles. Now, according to Brigadier testimony, Matlala admitted that he was told to lay false charges against the officers who raided his house. He was instructed to lie, claiming they stole a Rolex watch from his bedroom, and apparently he said it was General Sibiya who encouraged this lie. We are also seeing the same tactics used against General Khumalo, head of the PKTT. Now he's facing criminal charges for hiring someone without experience. Now something that should be handled by HR. But they had to arrest Khumalo, clearly to disrupt the PKTT's work and sabotage counterintelligence operations. Now it's Fidel Adams. Now Fidel has filed a perjury charge against Mkhwanazi, all because Mkhwanazi once mentioned that former Minister of Police Brigadier Klentjie gave Matlala a bank account that money was paid into. Now Mkhwanazi later found out that the information was wrong. He apologized and moved on. Yet Adams now using that to go after him. Now the opposition is desperate. They are gasping for anything to discredit Mkhwanazi. But soon enough, the truth will be clear. They will all be remembered for standing on the wrong side of history. The country is burning, and instead of helping, they are attacking the firemen trying to put out the flames.
Why have you decided to go ahead and lay these perjury charges against the KZN Commissioner? Some will argue that he's already taken accountability and apologized.
Yeah, well, it's not a domino club. This is Parliament. You've got the time to think about your statement. You actually put pen to paper. You speak to the Parliamentary legal team that is going to do the inquest. And then you come and give oral testimony. The man had 4 or 5 times to think about it and say, no, this may not be true. But he went out and said it anyway. This is Parliament. You don't come here with half-baked stories, even if you are General Mkhwanazi.
My understanding is that there are some MPs that have directed that he come and appear before the ad hoc committee so that he can officially withdraw the statement he made. They were not satisfied with a text message or a call that he made to the evidence leader. So far, it doesn't seem like he has issues with that. So if he does appear before the committee and officially withdraws that statement he made, do you think the charges then will still stand?
We're not in favor. If you missed a date or small event, that would be okay. You can come back and apologize. You can possibly send an email and say, hold on a second, I can correct this. I was wrong on this point. But this man stood in front of this committee and lied. He's lied and he's thrown mud and he's made allegations against people and he's brought absolutely no proof with him.
At the Madlanga Commission, Witness C dropped a bombshell revealing that General Sibiya was allegedly working with a criminal syndicate known as the Firm, operating under the Big Five cartel. Now the Firm was led by the late taxi kingpin Mswazi, who reportedly paid General Sibiya regularly protection money to help him and his crew evade the law. Now after Mswazi's death from illness, Matlala, who had known Sibiya through Mswazi, approached him with the same offer to provide protection and inside help in exchange for generous compensation.
please share further what else Mr. Matlala disclosed about his relationship with General Sibiya.
Thank you, Commissioners. Mr. Matlala indicated that after the passing of Mr. Msibi, Lieutenant General Sibiya approached him and said to him, now since that the old man, referring to Mr. Msibi, has passed away, it means that now you will continue to take care of me. Assume that the taking care of him by Mr. Matlala would be that maybe it might be a continuation, or he will be starting to take care of him as the old man had passed. So I will not specifically be sure, as he didn't clarify that point as to whether he only started taking care of him after the passing of Mr. Msibi, or he had been taking care of him prior to the passing of Mr. Msibi, and the general wanted him to continue to do as he had been doing before.
This group's main operation includes pushing dope, tender manipulation, and running a ruthless hit squad that enforced their control through fear. Now, according to testimony, General Sibiya was the one who helped Matlala secure a lucrative 360 million rands police tender, and in return, he was allegedly paid up to R1 million a month in cash. Now, Matlala also claimed that he was funding Senzo Mchunu's political campaigns to help him rise within the ANC. However, he never dealt with Mchunu directly. All communication reportedly went through Brown Mkhwanazi. We also heard the shocking revelations about the day Katiso Molefe was arrested at his Sandton home. Now, the Hawks officers who showed up that day already knew the operation was legit. They had information that stated that the operation came directly from General Khumalo himself. Now, the details were even shared in the Hawks' own WhatsApp group chat before the arrest took place. Now, Brigadier Klentjie, also known as Klentjie, was in charge of the Hawks team that arrived to disrupt the intelligence officers during Molefe's arrest. Yet Klentjie couldn't explain why his team remained at the scene for over an hour, supposedly to verify an operation they already knew was lawful. During testimony, both Klentjie and the captain leading the Hawks mission appeared to twist their stories, dodging questions and lying about key details of what actually happened that day. What's clear now is that the Hawks weren't there to verify anything. They were there to intimidate the intelligence officers and possibly try to rescue Molefe from being arrested. But as time goes on, it seems these Hawks officers are suddenly struggling to remember the truth about what really happened that day.
That was my concern, that if you look at the timeline, at 1640 to 1650, so on page 9, from 1644 to 1652, by then there's communication within the group that this is a lawful SAPS operation. It's the counterintelligence task team involved. They are appointed by General Khumalo. He is in charge. This is before Captain Kruger arrives at the scene, because he only gets there at 5 o'clock, according to his evidence. Yet it takes another hour for you to instruct the members to withdraw. I just cannot understand why, when it became clear at 1644 that this is a legitimate police operation, telephone calls were not made to Lieutenant General Khumalo to inquire from him whether the people at the address in Sandhurst are executing a lawful police operation. I don't understand why after that information, the Hawks people still needed to go to the address and remain at the address for at least another hour. I just don't get that. Do you want to comment?
No, I hear you, Commissioner. I won't have much comment concerning this, as I was just receiving a feedback from the two members that I sent today. So when it comes to the issue of confirming that is the General Khumalo, on my statement, I have indicated that Captain Kruger did indicate to me that it's a legitimate police operation. I speak with Captain Wanda, and then that's where I paused my statement. The information of General Khumalo, I'm just picking it up now via the group WhatsApp.
But you were part of the WhatsApp communication. You have just confirmed. Initially, you said you did not participate in the group.
It has to be somehow, somewhere, as I indicated to say, I was having a direct communication with Captain Kruger to say, on the WhatsApp group, Commissioner, to be honest, I was concentrating on the first-hand information that I was getting via a call from Captain Kruger.
Now, during Katiso Molefe's arrest, an alarming moment unfolded. One of Molefe's guests, Mr. Moloi, who was at the house during the first arrest, reportedly asked the officer in charge what was going to happen now, because Molefe is a friend with the police minister. Now, the statement sent shock waves, especially after Senzo Mchunu publicly denied having any links to dope cartels or their associates. If Katiso Molefe can indeed be connected to the minister, it could expose a dangerous bridge between the Big Five dope cartel and the government itself.
And then when he was done, before I left him, he asked me a question Captain, what is going to happen now? Because the arrested person is the friend of the honorable or of the Minister of Police, and then I asked him, he said, because he's a friend of the minister. I said, who is that minister? He said, the Minister of Police. I said, Honorable Senzo Mchunu, and then he said, yes.
More explosive revelations came out. It was revealed that the forensic expert who first conducted the ballistics tests on the weapons found in possession of Puletau and his crew, the same crew accused of laying down Swart. Now, the forensic guy had allegedly tampered with the report before handing it over to the investigating officers. Just as General Mkhwanazi had warned, the Pretoria-based forensic officer tried to bury the truth. The same AK used in the Swart hit was also used in 29 other hits, including the hit of DJ Somebody and Vintos. Now, they knew that if those incidents were linked, the entire web of a powerful hit syndicate would be exposed. So, refusing to be misled, the PKTT conducted its own ballistic tests and discovered that the original forensic report was incomplete. Crucial evidence was missing. When they confronted the forensic specialist to confirm the findings, he agreed. He first called his superiors to let them know, but after the incident, he turned around and accused the PKTT of kidnapping him, simply because they took him to his own office to review the data. Now, once again, it's the same old tactic, weaponizing the system to frustrate, distract, and cripple the PKTT from uncovering the truth. What's truly disturbing is that the officers who cracked this case wide open, especially witness A, B, and C, are now living in danger. There's money on their heads. Even more frightening is that some of the people who want them dead are inside the police force itself. Now, as General Mkhwanazi warned, the situation within the SAPS was becoming so toxic that it was only a matter of time before cops started laying each other down. If it went for the press briefing on the 6th of July, exposing what's happening, who knows? These brave officers might have already been silenced, just like they did to Charles Kanya in Cape Town. One of the biggest stumbling blocks right now is the judiciary. There are serious accusations that the judge who granted bail to Katiso Molefe the first time in the Mswazi murder case was bribed 2.5 million rands, a claim the judge strongly denied. Now, according to testimony, money was allegedly divided in 3 brown envelopes, one for the judge, one for the prosecutor, and one for the investigating officers. But we know the investigating officers didn't take the bribe. Because the judiciary is independent, there's no legal process that allows Parliament or anyone else to suspend a judge, unless the judge voluntarily steps away from the case. Now, this safeguard exists to protect the courts from political interference. But now, we are facing a situation where all signs point to a judge possibly helping the very suspects he is supposed to judge, and yet no one can remove him from the bench unless he chooses to step down. What's becoming painfully clear is that some decisions coming from our courts are highly questionable. How can someone facing multiple hits, not just one, but 2 cases involving multiple victims, still walk free on bail? Something doesn't add up. Now, if we can't clean up the judiciary, we'll never win the war against the cartel kingpins. The rot in the system isn't just in the streets, but it's sitting behind the bench. After Brigadier finished his testimony, Senzo Mchunu's dream of becoming president grew dim, and General Sibiya's hopes of becoming police commissioner faded with it. There's now so much testimony stacking up against Mchunu that if President Ramaphosa doesn't suspend him as a police minister, then maybe we need to start asking questions about the president himself. Now, one thing everyone can agree on about Brigadier is this: give the man a microphone and he will talk. Sometimes even talks himself into trouble. But this time, Cele clarified a lot, confirming what General Mkhwanazi had been saying all along, that a police minister cannot simply wake up and interfere in operational matters without consulting the police.